Happy New Year's. I hope you're doing well. Something I always do at the beginning of a new year is I try to make goals, try to make resolutions, and I try to think about the past year and what I've done and looking ahead, try to pray and think about what God's calling me to. I think all that's really good. Okay. I'm a big New Year's resolution person. I think it's good to have goals, good to have disciplines and habits. But I think it's also important as we're in this time of year to do that with an understanding of our limits, and to do that with an understanding that no matter how much we try, no matter how many goals we set, we're not going to become who we want to be just by our own strength. So, what I want to invite you to do today, as you're looking back and looking ahead, is to hear a little bit of wisdom from one of my favorite books in the Bible called Ecclesiastes. It's sometimes a bit of a downer, but it's very real, it's very wise. And I want to read from Ecclesiastes 3, which is a simple and profound meditation that there's a time and a place for everything. And so, whatever your year look like, it's not going to look like everybody else's year. Your goals for the next year are way different if you have a newborn baby than if you're retired, or if you're in the middle of a really busy season of life at work, or if you are maybe in a season of transition. Our goals, our time, if we're sick or if we're healthy, all of these things affects what we really should reasonably expect in the time to come. So, what I want you to do today is hear this and to then kind of just see I can just work with the season that I'm in. So here's Ecclesiastes 3 for the new year. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. I don't know what time you are in today or what time you're expecting to go into in 2026, but my prayer is that you would go with the wisdom knowing that you're limited. It's good to have goals and dreams, but it's also good to know that only God can accomplish what we need in our life. That's called grace. So I'm praying that you have a blessed new year. I pray that you do have good goals, good resolutions, but even more so, I pray that you know what time it is. It's the time of Jesus's reign. So let's remember that as we enter into 2026. Praying for you and hoping the best for you in the new year. Peace.